Welcome back. Today, in this Match Explainer, we're breaking down an absolutely thrilling Match 18 from the FIFA World Cup 2026. Look, opening your World Cup campaign, it literally sets the tone for your entire tournament, and the stakes could not have been higher when Norway faced off against Iraq in this highly anticipated Group J encounter. We're going to dissect exactly how this competitive, end-to-end match unfolded, highlighting the tactics, the grit, and the dramatic finish that ultimately decided who walked away with all 3 points. So going into this, the burning question on everybody's mind was who's going to strike first in this critical Group J clash? On the road to the final, getting that very first goal on the board in your opening match is just a massive psychological advantage. Both of these squads stepped onto the pitch looking to make an early statement, knowing exactly how much pressure was on the line.
Okay, let's dive right into Act 1, Trading Blows, the first half deadlock.
Right out of the gate, Iraq wasted no time making their presence felt. They started incredibly positively, showing immense confidence on the ball right from the referee's first whistle. And what was really impressive here was their strategy. They were launching these lightning-quick, incisive attacks down the wings. This allowed them to create the first clear opportunities of the game and immediately put the Norwegian defense back on their heels.
It's fascinating to look at the contrast in how these two teams actually found the back of the net. Norway, after weathering that early Iraqi storm, kind of just gradually settled into the game. They didn't panic. They broke the deadlock with this wonderfully patient, clinical attacking move to go up 1-0. But man, Iraq responded with absolute determination. Instead of dropping their heads, they capitalized on a rare defensive mistake from Norway, snagging a well-deserved equalizer just before halftime. Going into the tunnel, it's locked up at 1-1.
Which brings us to Act 2, the decisive grind, a physical second-half battle.
Coming out of the break, the tactical landscape completely shifted. The match devolved into this intensely physical midfield battle. I mean, both sides were literally fighting tooth and nail for every inch of grass. Norway managed to command more of the possession, patiently trying to build up their attacks. But Iraq, they remained incredibly dangerous on the counter. It was relentless, end-to-end football. Late pushes, super dangerous set pieces, just a fiercely competitive environment all around. And you can really see the wild momentum swings across the full 90 minutes here. In the first half, Norway strikes first. But right before the whistle, Iraq finds that crucial equalizer to level things up. Then comes the real turning point. Midway through the second half, Norway converts this beautifully flowing attacking move to regain the lead, making it 2-1.
But scoring that second goal, that was only half the equation, right? Iraq pushed forward relentlessly during those closing stages, just raining crosses into the penalty area, trying to force another equalizer through sheer willpower. But Norway's defense was an absolute wall. They stood incredibly firm against the barrage. And honestly, that resilient defending was the ultimate key to preserving their narrow advantage until the final whistle blew.
Now let's look at Act 3, the aftermath, standouts, and social buzz.
When we look at the core strengths that really defined this matchup, Norway's attack was the ultimate difference maker. Their ability to just stay clinical under immense pressure, that's what separated them when the margins were razor thin. Meanwhile, you've got to give massive praise to Iraq's midfield. Their sheer work rate was off the charts. They covered every single blade of grass out there, proving they can physically go toe-to-toe with top-tier opponents and keeping things fiercely competitive from the first minute to the last. So, for the history books, this 2026 World Cup Group J clash officially goes down as a 2-1 victory for Norway. And look, these aren't just simple statistics. This result represents 3 absolutely massive points in the group stage. Securing an opening win gives Norway a critical foundation to build on, while Iraq, well, they now know exactly what they need to do in their upcoming fixtures if they want to keep their knockout hopes alive. And the fans completely recognized the gravity of this one. Just listen to this trending TikTok caption that was going around. Norway start their World Cup journey with a hard-fought win. Iraq pushed them all the way, but Norway held their nerve. I feel like that perfectly captures the passionate, viral energy surrounding this tournament. It was just one of those action-packed clashes that had the entire footballing world watching and, of course, reacting online. When the final whistle blew, 2-1 is the number etched into the history books. A hard-earned, dramatic, and fiercely competitive 2-1 victory for Norway. It's a scoreline that really does perfectly reflect just how tightly contested and thrilling this Group J opener actually was. Which leaves us with a pretty fascinating outlook for the rest of the tournament, right? With such a grueling opening test in the books, will Norway's clinical attack carry them out of Group J? And can Iraq's relentless, hard-working midfield bounce back in their next fixture? These are the massive questions that are going to define this action-packed group moving forward. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and keep your eyes glued to Group J, because this World Cup journey is literally just getting started.